It's just so cool. All right, so face down. All right, it's this idea of finding balance, which is really about understanding where your center is, where you've given too much and you're not receiving enough, or you've been doing and it's time to be. So let's be present. Come all the way to your belly. You can either stretch your arms all the way out or pillow your hands, or the arms can be down by your side. This one's so inaccessible for me. There is no joy in this moment. So find the place where you can reclaim your joy and restore your heart. Connect to your breath. And as you're breathing, connect just to these three lines of the body. So the pelvic floor, the heart, and the upper palate. We'll call on the highest, and that this is for the highest good and harm to none. But you hold authority. So that you got to do yourself, your light, your own energy justice in order to bring that justice forward for one another. So restoring the energy of you takes priority right now. 3 deep breaths and just feel that connection to these 3 areas: pelvic floor, diaphragm, upper palate. And then you're going to bend your knees, circle your ankles around, wiggle your toes out. And then windshield wiper your feet from side to side, just to loosen up the low back and to feel movement. So when there's that little swirly emoji, it's just the symbol of air, and air is about movement. And what we want to do is find the balance of not leaping too far off into the future. And so I just find it really beautiful that we can ignite this cycle with a little fire. They complement each other. You're going to relax your feet and come up onto your forearms, so Sphinx pose. Soften the area in the shoulders. And now we circle the ankles around. Now I want you to just move the head around. It's like you're making little figure 8s with the upper palate of the mouth. So you're just moving it from side to side, clearing out the neck. The one thing that happens when it gets cooler, our body contracts more. So we add more movement. Movement that we can be mindful of, movement that we can be present to and conscious with, and connect to the areas that are stiffening and drying out. And how do we then renew them and return that connection? Bring your head back to the center, soften the area in the shoulders. You're going to push the arms to the earth. Stretch the heart forward and just inhale, lift the chest up. 3 breaths here. Belly's lifted, feet are heavy, lift through the roof of the mouth. And reconnect to the intention of the heart. Restore your faith. Return to what matters most. Come back to the way you can honor the beauty that is you just as you are. And then exhale, melt all the way down. Bring the hands in under your shoulders. Draw the shoulders to the back. Inhale, curl the heart up into a cobra pose. And then lift through the belly. You're going to tuck your toes. Climb your hands forward. Toes are going to tuck. You're going to come onto your fingertips and make domes with the hands. And as you make those domes with your hands, you're going to draw into the belly. Stretch your hips back. This is pretty intense, or it may feel really accessible. The toes are tucked to wake the feet up. Belly's lifted, heart soft. And feel that line from the pelvic floor to the roof of the mouth. And just, this is our center, and this is what we want to connect to. How can we lift the belly up into it? How can we soften the heart? How can we hug from the outer edges, from top to bottom, and just make the connection? And it's how we will find our balance, is because we'll know our center. And then inhale, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Spread through the fingers. Keep the hands grounded. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. You're going to pedal your feet out. Move your hips from side to side so the low back can loosen up. Keep the arms really strong and feel the connection from the palms of the hands all the way up to the armpits, all the way through the diaphragm, all the way up into the hips. And then just start to walk the feet forward. So notice how tight you are or how open you are. Find your feet, bend your knees, relax the neck and jaw as you fold forward. Hands to your shins, feet are grounded. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart out. Exhale, bow down. Bend your knees, chin to your chest, roll the spine up. Feel the strength through your center. Inhale the arms overhead. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, all the way back down to the earth. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, grow long in the spine. Exhale, fold. Feel the connection to your breath. Knees bend. And feel that connection rising straight up through the midline. Inhale the arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Inhale, grow long. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow down. Knees bend, chin to your chest. Roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold all the way to the earth. Inhale, grow long. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees. Left foot goes back. Find the strength, twist. So feel the balance by engaging the back leg, wrapping the outer hip and twisting through your center. And then exhale the hand to the ground. We're going to quarter turn. Feet are wide, they turn in, soften the knees, and exhale, fold forward. Relax the neck, relax the jaw. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. And as the spine's long, push the feet to the ground. Inhale, come all the way up. And as you come all the way up, I'm going to take my sweater off. My sweet Lulu is cold. I'm going to let her have it. As you come all the way up, arms go wide. Push the feet to the ground. Draw into your core. Lengthen through the spine. You're going to turn your palms up. Bend the elbows. Feel the triceps hugging in. Shoulders to your back. 3 breaths here. So your feet are wide, you're overextended. I just want you to feel that right now. Breathe right into your heart center. Make a connection. Lift through the roof of the mouth. And then exhale. Fold all the way back down to the earth. And as you fold down to the earth, relax your neck, relax your jaw. Feel the connection to you. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. You're going to pivot. Turn the right foot out. Bend the right knee. Either your hand down on the ground or your elbow to your thigh. Stretch your arm by your ear. Here's Lulu. She's my little Libra. She is a good example of having a lot of air energy, and she's just cold and trying to figure out why I put my sweater on her. So as you're here, bend the knee. Draw into the core. So pelvic floor, diaphragm, roof of the mouth. Connect to that center. Feel how the top half is expansive and the bottom half is contracted. Deep breath in. And then exhale, the hand to the earth. You're going to move all the way back, downward facing dog. Full inhale in. Full breath out. Inhale, come forward into a plank pose. So feel that fire right here. Feel that strength, that connection. Soften the heart. And then move it back. Downward dog. Little steps, walk your feet forward. And as your feet climb forward, find both feet beneath you. Exhale over. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, bow. 1 time, knees bend, chin to your chest. Roll the spine up. Feel more connection to these sacred aspects of yourself. Deep, full breath in. Exhale, hinge all the way back down. Lengthen the spine. Feel the connection to the breath, the strength. Exhale, fold. Knees are going to bend. Right foot goes back. So come back to your center. So we don't want to overextend. Come back in. The idea of balance is the recognition that it's a dance between the contraction and the expansion, the engagement and the offering. Full breath in, and then exhale the hand to the earth, pivot the back heel, fold forward, and as you fold over, feet are grounded, legs are strong. Inhale, come all the way up. As you come up, arms go wide. So bend your elbows, turn the palms up, pull into that center, and then expand back out. Feel the connection to you, your breath. Lift through the roof of the mouth. Communicate to the faith in your own heart that you're here to care for yourself, and allow the volume of your own heart turn up so it can guide you in the way you can care for yourself. Exhale, hinge the hips, fold all the way forward. Left foot's gonna turn out. Bend the knee, make sure the foot's pointing straight ahead, knees over your heel. Either hand to the earth or elbow to the thigh. Push into the ground, draw into the core, shoulders to your back. Arm stretches by your ear. Full gracious breath in. Make the connection all the way to the head. Full breath out. Feel how there has to be the equal parts of engaging and the equal parts of receiving and offering back out. Exhale the hand to the earth. Back heel lifts. Move it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into a plank pose. So just feel that we're warming up, loosening up, helping to feel the flow of energy through us. Exhale, move back, downward dog. Bend the knees, walk forward. Feel every step of the way. How much weight do you place on one side versus the other? For all of us, my experience has been that one side is more contracted and one side is more expansive. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart. So feel it lengthen through that midline. Exhale, fold forward. Knees bend, roll the spine up. Inhale all the way up. Arms rise overhead. Exhale, hinge the hips all the way back down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, knees bend. We're going to go straight back, downward dog. One foot, lots of steps, however you want to get there. Move all the way back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Knees high or low. Bend your elbows to the earth. Pillow the hands and melt back onto the ground. Allow for the breath. Allow for the connection to you. Inhale, bring your gaze back to the center. Arms are going to come down by your side. Palms turn down. Elbows bend. Shoulders are to your back. Lift into the belly. Feel the head, instead of the chin stretching forward, feel the evenness in the back of the neck as well as the front of the throat. As we inhale, we're going to lift the arms and legs up off the floor. We're going to widen, so we're going to move out expansively from the midline, offering out. And then we're also going to hug back into ourselves, right? So as you inhale, really allowing your light to expand, and as you exhale, embracing, feeling the connection. So this is really the dance of being generous, but also receiving our own strength, receiving our own value. 3 more times. Move with your breath. So the inhale is expansive, the exhale is expansive, right? The inhale can feel contractive, the exhale can feel contractive. There's no right or wrong here. Come all the way back to the center. Hands come under your shoulders, feet ground down. Inhale into a cobra pose, lift through the belly, tuck the toes all the way back. Downward facing dog. Little steps, climb forward. Both feet beneath you, bow into it. Inhale, allow the spine to grow long. Exhale, fold. Last time we're going to roll the spine up. Bend the knees, chin to your chest. Roll the spine up. Inhale, arms rise up overhead. And then exhale, hands return to the heart. Really, they just come to the heart for the first time. Feel the connection, the warmth, your intention. What truth is coming forward for you, and how can you respect it and honor it? And care for the parts of you that need more care, without imposing this harsh reality of making everything balanced and perfect. Inhale, arms from your heart, stretch out. Draw into that midline so the thighs are moving back, waist moves back, shoulders drawn. Lift up and reach over to the right side. Inhale up through the center, lengthening and reaching over to the left side. Inhaling, coming all the way back through, hinge at your hips, fold all the way forward. Inhale, spine grows long. Bend the knees, left foot's gonna go back. Same flow, twist to the right. And then exhale a hand down, pivot again. Wide-legged forward bend. So feet are grounded, fold over, bow into it. Push the feet into the earth, hands to the heart. Inhale, rise all the way up. Find that strength, arms go wide. Pivot on the right heel, turn the right foot out. Exhale, warrior two. Feel the strength, the connection, and then exhale. Elbow to the thigh or hand to the earth, arm by your ear. Full breath in, full breath out. And then exhale, a hand to the earth, come back to the center, pivot and bow. Hands can go wide, or hands can be beneath you, or clasp the hands behind you. Honor where you are, feet stay on the ground, and then exhale. Hands come beneath you again, inhale, lengthen the spine. Push into the earth, hands to your heart, rise all the way up. Inhale the arms wide, pivot again. Right foot turns out. This time both legs are strong. Arms rise overhead, lengthen the spine, lift up and reach back. Don't collapse here. Continue to feel the expansion on this side, even though there's the opposition, the stretch is on the other side. Inhale, come all the way through. Arms go wide. So you're going to push. Feel the strength. Feel the pelvic floor moving towards the back arch of the foot into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Trikonasana, but I like to call it Trikonasana because it is a little trickster. And everybody teaches it different because everybody has a different idea of what alignment is. Isn't that interesting? So valuing the differing perspectives so that you can find where your center is. Lengthen the spine, draw into the core, roof of the mouth, heart, pelvic floor. Elongate that line, arm by your ear if you need a bigger stretch through the side body, or the arm can reach up to the sky. Both of them feel super good to me, so find the one that's good for you. Big, gracious breath in. And a gracious breath out. Another full inhale in. And then exhale. Bring your hand to your heart, wherever it is. Bend the front knee. The hand can stay to the ground, or elbow can come to the thigh, and then come back into side angle pose. Hello. Shoulders to your back, open through the throat, open through the heart. Exhale the hand to the ground. Back heel's gonna lift. Bend the knee. Hips pull back, flex the foot. Wrap the outer hip back. Flex the foot, bend the knee, stretch the heart forward. Get long in the spine and soften. Right, so feel how we're getting into a different part of the hamstring. It's a different experience than we had in triangle pose. Respect what comes through. And then exhale, lunge forward. Inhale the back knee up. Shift the weight forward, back leg's gonna lift. So you're gonna bend this back knee to start, okay? Just keep the top leg out of it. So bend the back knee, bend the standing leg, wrap. Okay, so wrap the outer right hip back so you can pull into your center more. Left knee's bent, right knee's bent. This is hard, by the way. Use your left hand for balance. You can always bring your hand onto a block. And you're gonna wrap your right arm around the back side, okay? So it's like you're high-fiving. Hi, you're waving under. Lift into the belly a lot. Remember, left knee is bent just so that you can contain your energy slightly. And in that container, breathe. And as you breathe, relax the neck, relax the jaw, lift the belly up. Notice I'm even bringing my left leg down some to balance out. It's a mega stretch through that right side. And the arm is just there to help hug in. Big breath in. And then exhale. Release the right hand down. Bring the left foot beneath you. And notice you're going to be crooked, okay? The right side's probably lower than the left side. So bend both knees, elbows to your thighs, and realign. Push the feet into the earth. Pull back into your center. Move your hips around if you need to. Just check in. What is your center? Hands to the heart, shoulders to your back. Pull into the core from your heart. Widen the arms out to the sides. Both feet are beneath you. Arms are wide. Lift the heart up. Big full breath in. Big gracious breath out. And then exhale. Hands to heart center. Hinge at the hips. Fold all the way forward. So we know that the right side feels way more expansive right now, and the left side quite a bit more contractive. 3 breaths here in your forward bend to just identify what's happening mentally and emotionally when you feel out of your center, right? The energy in between the legs is really off. So just get to know it. Breathe into it. This is where we can use the practice to have a little, like spend time in the uncomfortable conversation with the body so that we can realize that we can move through it. We know, intellectually we know we're going to do the other side, so it's all good. Inhale, lengthen the spine, bend the knees. Here we go. Right foot's going to go back, right? It's happy to stretch out. Twist to the left, pull into the center. Arm goes up, big full breath in. So remember this area of the diaphragm, roof of the mouth, pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is not shooting out the left edge of the mat. It's shooting back in the direction of your right foot. And then exhale the hand down. Pivot the back heel, quarter turn. Check in with your foundation, your feet. Internally rotate the legs. Externally rotate the legs. Hands to your heart, shoulders to your back. Inhale, rise. Arms go wide. Left foot pivot. So pivot on the heel. Turn the foot out from the internal rotation to the external rotation. Bend the knee. Lift through the heart. Keep the volume here. Arms go up. Lift up. Reach back. Doing it in a little different order. Big full breath in. Big full breath out. Inhale, come through the center. Arms go wide. Bend the knee. Elbow to your thigh. Stretch your arm by your ear. Feel the connection through the spine. And then inhale, come up. Warrior 2. Straighten the leg. Lift up. We'll just get this stretch again. Inhale, rise through the center. I'm sorry, I heard my daughter and totally lost where we were. So we'll just find where we need to be. Here we are, triangle pose. Okay, so as you feel your triangle lengthen through the spine, total connection to you. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. And then bend the knee, okay? Foot on the ground, hand can stay to the earth. Sorry, you guys, I'm totally distracted. Elbow can come back up and re-expand. It's all good. So in that land, this is just a perfect example. When you get pulled out of being centered, you get pulled out of your flow, notice how if you just need to tend to it and care for it, or pull back in. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then exhale the hand to the earth. Spin the back heel up. Knee comes to the ground. I know I've totally messed that flow up, but it's all good. And flex the foot. Knee bends. Draw the outer hip back. And then draw into your core. Lengthen the spine. So reset here. Let go of the need for perfection, which is what I'm doing. And realize it's enough. I know we did the poses we were supposed to do. We're here and getting the hamstring stretch. We realign, we recenter, we connect back to the core, the breath, the softening of the heart, and find the length. Big full breath in, and a big full breath out. And then lunge forward. Inhale the back knee up. And as the knee comes up, here we go. We're going to shift it forward. Lunge forward. Walk your hands forward. Bend. So we're going to take this right leg out of it. Bend the right knee. Pull into the center. Bend the left knee. Again, find a block if you need a block. Lift into the core. The left arm's going to wrap around the backside. Maybe, right? It may not. And I'm sorry I didn't give you that choice, but you just try. Maybe hold on to the calf. Hook the arm around, pull into the center. So we don't want to unplug the shoulder, right? That's losing our center just to get the satisfaction of wrapping down more. We want to stay connected. So bend the knee, pull into the belly. Notice again, part of that realigning, I'm bringing my leg down more, pulling into the core more, hugging over more, relaxing the neck and jaw. And then once I find that center, there can be an expansion again. Big deep breath in, deep breath out, and then free the hand, free the foot. Both feet are grounded. So isn't it wild? We just did the same flow, more or less, right? But there's still the duality in the two legs. So we're not trying to make perfection. Inhale, grow long, lengthen the spine, then exhale, bend the knees, elbows to your thighs, soften the heart. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Yeah, babe, come in. Right, all the way to standing. Big, full breath in. Arms go wide. Come, give me a hug.
The sew is not on. I didn't throw it off. Is this...
It just stopped?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you do
I didn't pause it.
Okay, can I have a hug?
I think it's up there. Table.
Oh, maybe you could do kind of make it.
No. I have to do a sew on the iPad.
Okay, go get it. This is my beautiful little Lady Vivian Rose. Inhale the arms overhead. Big deep breath in. And then exhale. Hinge at the hips. Fold all the way forward. Inhale, grow long through the spine. Knees bend. Step all the way back. Downward facing dog. And as you come to downward dog, so we've moved around, we've been interrupted. What can you come back to? What are you giving energy to? This is the idea. This is energetic management. That's how you find balance. You actually really check into what's draining you, what's completing you, what's supporting you. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Knees high or low, elbows bent. We're going to hover this time. So if the knees need to come down, let them come down. Otherwise, knees stay lifted. Big inhale in, and then as we exhale, we'll come all the way to the earth. Hands come by our sides, feet point back. Notice what it's like when you don't get the pause. Inhale, rise 5 times. Feet go wide, hands go wide. Exhale, pull back to your center. You're not moving from your feet. You're moving from your inner light. Inhale wide. Exhale, pull through the center. Hey, bring it here.
Mommy, what's the pink?
Where's the iPad? Okay, go get mine. It's in the kitchen. Pull back to the center. Inhale, go wide. Exhale, pull back to the center. Hands come under the shoulders, feet ground down. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, curl the heart up. Lift through the core, tuck the toes. Move all the way back. Downward dog. So with this dog pose, find the hands, find the ground, find the strength. Come back to restoring your faith and feel, so for some of us, downward dog is just such a luxury. And for some of us, downward dog is a major, it's scary. So be where you are, be what is coming, and listen to the wisdom of the body. That's part of the process of staying centered, is that we give ourselves time to listen. Big inhale, big exhale. And then you're going to bring your right knee to your right wrist, pigeon. Yeah. And as you come to pigeon, come all the way down to your forearms. Soften the area in the shoulders. Relax the neck and jaw. And notice how you can multitask.
No.
Yes. And thank goodness for PBS Kids. And in that energy of you, connect to the breath. Daniel Tiger? Delicious?
No. I don't want to be delicious.
Daniel Tiger?
No.
Okay, well you can take it from here, right? Soften the area in the shoulders, even out the hips. Big full breath in. You just have to choose it. There you go. And then come all the way up onto your hands. Come up onto your hands. Inch the back knee in. Bend the back knee. So for some of us, we may just come here. And as you come here, feel the thigh stretch. You can also bring your right hand to the center. Continue to lunge forward. Reach your hand for your foot and stretch the thigh out. So feel grounded, connected, completely contracted and limited. Can you let Lulu in, Viv, because she wants to come in. And then exhale, free the foot. Both hands come to the ground, back knee lifts, pull it into the center, and then you're going to inhale the right leg up to the sky. It's girl time here in our house. It's all the girls hanging out. So right legs to the sky, like a standing split. So bend the right knee, level the hips out, push into the earth. I'm on the ball of my left foot because it keeps my thigh bone plugged in. You may feel more connection by grounding your heel. And then we're going to stretch the right leg to the sky. Big breath in, big breath out. Exhale. Step the foot through to a lunge. It may or may not make it. Help it out. Shorten the stance, ground the back heel.
What?
As you root the heel, even the hips out, and exhale, bow.
Ah.
Deep breath in, deep breath out. So connect, pelvic floor, heart, roof of the mouth. If you can walk your hands more forward, great. Chances are it probably won't happen based on your own alignment. So meet yourself where you are. Big breath in, big breath out. And then we're going to bring the left hand in underneath the shoulder. You could cross it over if you need the bigger twist today. The left arm's going to come. The arm's going to push into the shin bone. Wrap the outer right hip back and twist. So revolve triangle pose. Pull into the belly, open through the heart. Of course, you can always have the hand here, and that'll give you more room to open the chest and further the twist. Big full breath in. Exhale, hand to the ground. Step all the way back. Downward facing dog. Feel all that's waking up in that right leg. Inhale, plank. So knees high or low. We're going to pause here, elbows bend, and just feel and connect to just the mind and the way you engage with yourself, and notice if it's a good management of your own energy. It's okay to get pissed off, just acknowledge it. Exhale all the way to the ground. Feet point back, hands point back. You got it, girl? Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Hands go wide, feet go wide. Exhale, hop into the center. Inhale, feel the expansion. Exhale, pull all the way back in. Inhale, wide, only 3 times this time. Exhale, hug in. Hands ground down, feet ground down. It's up to you. You can stay with cobra or push into the earth. Knees lift, heart lifts, shoulders are stacked over the wrists. It's totally cobra day for me. So meet yourself where you are. Big breath in. Lift into the core. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. Breathe into you. Thank you for your patience of real world yoga in my life. My life is full of interruptions. And so this idea of finding that ability to realign is a very big practice I have right now. Left knee comes forward for pigeon pose. Of course, you can do mini pigeon. Elbows come to your thigh, to the earth. Draw into the core, soften the heart. Relax the neck and jaw. Feel the breath. Life is full of interruptions, right? And I have so many people that it has to be perfect, right? Like, oh, I just can't get over doing virtual yoga, or I have to do it live, or it's just not the same as not being with everybody. Well, no shit, excuse the language. No joke, but what is going to restore you? We really have to be willing to open up to doing things differently and seeing things differently and recognizing that we can't compare them to what was. That just kills our joy. But really give birth and life to that new joy, to that new way of being. And then that will lay the foundation for us to really rebuild that structure that stays connected to our truth. It's connected to staying centered, and at least diversify our tool set of how we can come back and manage our energy more fully. Inhale, come up onto your own 2 hands. Bend the back knee. At least that's what I keep telling myself to get through. Left hand comes to the middle. Bend the back knee. Maybe just here is enough. Pull in, hold onto the foot, and just get the stretch through the calf. So I can already feel my left side's dumping and my left shoulder's pulling up. So lift into the belly, square it all off. Big inhale in. And a big breath out. You're gonna free the foot, hands to the ground, lift up, pull back, leg goes to the sky, and then bend the knee, even it out. Pull into the belly, and then the leg's gonna stretch up. Big deep breath in. Maybe the leg goes for a full extension, maybe not. Just notice how uneven or out of alignment the low back is. Work with it, discover it. Listen to your own body's wisdom to find that center, and then exhale. Step it all the way through to a lunge. Shorten the stance, root the heel. So intense leg stretch, Parsvanottanasana, right? And the intensity is going to be there. So push into the feet, lift into the belly. So pelvic floor, notice how much the diaphragm is closed off. We're here to breathe. We're here to expand the breath. Grow longer through the spine. Maybe the hands walk forward, maybe not. It's really working with your arrangement, your beauty. Be smart about it, but also allow for the wisdom. Just being intellectual is a very more dominant practice for a lot of us, myself included. And so we want to feel that balance. Even just being highly spiritual is still a very masculine way of engaging, because the discipline is so fierce that we don't allow the adaptability and the ability to fluctuate. Lean, so the right hand can be under the shoulder, or bring the right hand to the outside of the left shin. I showed you this way first, so I'll go this way myself. So feel the connection. Don't let that outer calf bow out. Stay with that center. Arm stretches up. Belly is lifted, heart's open. Holy cow, this side is not working for me. So I showed you this way too. So open it up if you need to open it up. Big, full breath in, full breath out. And then exhale, hand to the earth, move it back, downward dog. I feel like I totally shortchanged that side, but it's all good. Push through your hands, lengthen the spine. Inhale, plank. Last time, elbows bend, strong through that core, all the way down. Pillow your hands, rest on the earth. Just observe the journey from when we first began to where we are now. Part of the practice of doing poses is to understand the inner workings of ourselves. And when we understand our inner workings, then we can engage more fully out in the world. But the only way we can understand our inner self is if we slow down and check in and take inventory. And then through that inventory, allow for the insight, allow for the intuition, and allow for the integration. We're going to roll over to our back. And as you roll over, let the head come down, find the feet, stretch the arms back by your ears. And just find that length, find that opening. Feet are going to ground down. Bring the arms by your sides. Inhale into bridge pose. If you want wheel pose, it's all yours. There's no way it's happening for me. I am still so sore from all the things that I did on Sunday. Big breath in and a big breath out. If you're in wheel pose, come back to bridge pose. And from that bridge pose, respect yourself. Free your hands, lead with the inner thighs. Your glutes are still hugging in. They're just kind of resisting your thigh bones coming to the earth. Okay, so you're not just pushing your inner thighs down. Your glutes are resisting. Then stretch the spine out, relax the head, the neck, and the jaw. We're gonna inhale the right leg up to the sky. Now, I'm going to give you lots of choices here. You can plug the thigh bone in and bring the hand back behind the hamstring and just come back to you, okay? Come back in, come back in, come back in, and be more reflective. Now, you can also plug in and then move the leg closer. I know I don't do this one very often. Some of us can find the foot, but find the foot not so much where you're here. You don't want to tip the head back. This is not about being balanced or knowing our center. This is actually completely coming undone just to find our foot, which is what one of the biggest chat patterns we want to change right now, in my opinion. Now, you can stay here. You can hold on to the calf, back up and off, wrap the outer hip down. The next layer, the next crumb of the next stage is to stretch the left leg out long. Hold on to your foot, head to the ground. Yes, it's full on. Be with your breath. And as you're with your breath, feel the connection to you, the wholeness of you, all of you. And then as we exhale, we'll bend the right knee. You're going to push the right knee into your hands. The hips probably came undone, so draw the left inner thigh in, the right outer hip down. So notice this is a dance of opposition. Breathing in, and then exhale. Bring the right foot to the ground, slide the left foot in, arms by your side, shoulders to your back. Push the feet to the earth. Inhale, bridge pose. I wouldn't go for wheel pose this time, but if you want it, if it's just all aligned, you're not just in your ego and your mind to push through, really receive how you can restore. Then if you did happen to go to wheel pose, it's beautiful. Some of us, it's just really natural to do. Then you're going to come back to bridge, respect bridge, Feel the glutes hugging in, not so much pushing your hips up. They're just holding the pelvis and then into that resistance. Your inner thighs come down, undo the neck, head, and shoulders. Left foot goes up. So what stage are you in today, this practice, right? That's the idea. I've always said, I wish I recorded the practices. You can come back to them and participate with them differently and notice how your energy is different when you do the practice. Plug in, hands here, maybe all the way up. Again, we're not here just because we can hold on to the foot. It's just energetically, it's scary to see when you can see people's energy. You're just cutting it off and it's so disconnected from being in the body. Full breath in and a full breath out. Maybe back it up. Maybe go deeper. The outer left hip draws down. The right inner thigh keeps hugging in. Stretch the right leg out long. Feel connected to your breath. I'm still working with an injury that happened in March, and I don't have any intention of re-injuring that. The ear infections are enough right now. Stay with your breath, the connection to you. And then exhale, bend the knee. The outer hip draws down, the inner thigh pulls in, hands to the knee. Push the knee away. Our whole practice, this whole flow is really to feel contracted, right? And the expressions we took to then come back to the expansion on the inside. It was not a big heart opening class. It was actually more of a lengthening class. And in that lengthening and in that movement, bring the foot to the ground, both feet under your knees, last bridge pose. We're gonna come out of it differently, shoulders to your back, inhale your hips up. If you can do wheel pose and keep the system calm, great. It is a very advanced way of practicing, but it is possible. Now, from here, arms go back behind the head, balls of the feet lift. So now you're tucking your tail, right? It's curling up, but your inner thighs are still pushing in. Belly pulls in, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way to the floor. Get the low back down, so really pull the tail up. Then the tail comes to the earth. Arms are overhead, get the arch of the back, stretch both legs out long. Walk your feet wide, walk your hands wide. Be expansive, full, bright. Feel all of the standing pose and the strengthening balance with the expansion. And then bring the hands below your heart. We're going to find three-part breaths where you just inhale into the low belly, the lower lungs, the mid lungs, and the upper part. And then exhale, upper, mid, lower. Hug the belly in. Now you can go a little deeper. You can inhale and think of your pelvic floor, breathing all the way to your pelvic floor. Feeling your diaphragm. And then the upper palate of the mouth. And then exhaling, feeling the upper palate, the diaphragm, the pelvic floor. That may be too much, so just with the next round, do what's coming to you. And then just let the breath be. Feel the ground beneath you, the sky above you. The container of the energy of the space you're in, physically and energetically. Honor what's pulling on you. And can you come back to your center? Honor what's irritating you or agitating you and pulling you away from just being. And then come back to your center.
just as you are. Receive the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Just as you are, allow more of your truth to reveal herself as you inhale and exhale. Just as you are, respect the parts of you that still need nourishment and healing and connection as you breathe in and breathe out. And just as you are, with all the awareness you've cultivated, choose from that place that will serve your energy so you can serve each other. And begin to expand that to your feet and to your hands and up to your head. Letting your head roll from side to side. Inhale the arms back behind you. Let your feet stretch in one direction, your hands release any sigh or sound. You're going to bend your knees, find both feet on the ground, and just notice the ground's there for you. This is part of finding our balance, is knowing what's available and leaning into those resources so that we can rise. Roll over to one side. Use that arm as a pillow. If you can, your left hand's going to rest on your lower for 3 breaths here. And just respecting any rage or anger or frustration. Finding our balance is really surrendering that the universe only exposes balance 2 days out of the year. The spring equinox and the fall equinox. So rather that we actually find ways to manage our energy so we can return and find our center again and again and again. That includes understanding our emotions. We won't be even and joyful all the time. Slowly come up seated. Find the seat that supports and serves you. And in that seat, let the hips ground down. Allow the spine to grow long. Feel your base, your peak, and your center. Hands come and rest on your own heart. Breathe into that expansive light within you, and that is all around you, and knowing that it is that same great light that is guiding us on. And while the opportunity to find that equal balance is part of our quest and our search, we can be kind and gentle on ourselves and know that we can come back to our center and remind ourselves, do we need to be more in a replenish and a restore and a recharge, or are we ready to go full speed ahead? And my hope is that you can allow the guidance of your heart to be at your center and speak to you and guide you, and that you can trust in her guidance and be of service to those around you and in front of you. And so we greet this new moment by honoring the light in ourselves and in one another. So namaste, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whether you're live or on the replay, it's all beautiful. It's all good. You showed up. As you realize, with all the interruptions, there's no such thing as perfection. Perfection is in the fact that the pureness of you comes forward, and that pureness holds so many imperfections. So thank you for listening.